not really development hell, but Tom Cruise was adamant that this movie release in theaters post-COVID and not get sold out to some streaming service like Amazon or HBO. And he made a point of that when he talked about, he did this little opening video that played before the movie. Now, it's my understanding that everybody gets that little opening video, every theater, but some people were reporting that their theater did not. So if you saw this movie, let me know if you saw the Tom Cruise introduction clip or not. I'd be interested in knowing how widespread that was. But yeah, I took my dad to see this movie yesterday. And it's something that he had been wanting to see for a while. My dad does not go to movie theaters very often. He usually, if I try to watch a movie with him, he'll fall asleep. But he loved the original Top Gun, so I got us tickets to go see it, and we saw it yesterday, and now I'm going to talk about it. If you have not seen a movie review on this channel before, just forewarning, I do full spoilers in my reviews, so I just kind of go stream of consciousness. I don't have a script. This is not a structured review. It's just off the top of my head, and there will be full spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie yet, or if you just, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to get spoiled, come back later. But if you have seen the movie or don't care, welcome. Let's talk about it. The movie immediately gets you hype, because you open up on this aircraft carrier and it's just highway to the danger zone, classic, just like the first Top Gun, and it's just jets taking off the carrier, and like the crewmen like pointing and like giving high fives and thumbs up, and the whole time it's just bump 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 bump, like, and like you're starting out just hyped up, and it's sick. Like, I was immediately just like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna have to pull up, I just have this like little thing kind of overgoing the plot of the film, just to like get the points right in my head. Oh yeah, and then we cut from that, and we see Tom Cruise, Pete Mitchell, Maverick, working on I think it's supposed to be an amalgam of a blackbird, but basically a very fast plane that they're trying to get to Mach 10. Okay, sorry for that hard cut. My throat just started bothering me again, so went and got some fruit punch. Okay. Movie opens up, and I think it really does a good job of showing Maverick's sensibilities. You see that he's an adrenaline junkie. He pushes boundaries. He's willing to break the rules if it accomplishes what he thinks is best. And not just for himself, but for others. Because he talks about how it's basically the livelihood of the people in that program, and that's why he's taking the risk flying that jet to Mach 10 in the opening of the film. And I think that really sets it up, Maverick's character, especially for later, some of the things that happen in the third act. Yeah, and then he gets put into Top Gun school as a trainer. And we have this sequence it's cheesy at best. I was kind of cringing a little bit. The bar scene where all the pilots come in. There was something about that scene that was just so, like, this felt like a 90s action blockbuster, both in a good way and a bad way. The good way was all the practical effects and the pacing and stuff, like that was great. And I'll talk about the practical effects in a bit, but the bad way was some of the goofy moments, like that bar scene when they're carrying Pete out of the bar because his card declined or something, and that was very goofy. But then we get introduced to Miles Teller's character Rooster, who is the son of Goose from the first movie who died. And we get introduced to a few of the other characters, like Phoenix, Hangman I thought was a very interesting character in this movie because Hangman is introduced in a way where you hate him, and you do kind of hate him, but also, like, a lot of what he says is just like a hard truth or makes sense. And then he has, like, but he's still a good person, even though he's kind of rude, which I think is a nice distinction that a lot of movies don't care to make. He can be harsh, but he's still, like, a morally okay person, especially at the end. But then, then we get into the first day of Top Gun school. Oh, and John Hamm. I want to talk about John Hamm for a second. I think he was, like, an amazing sort of soft antagonist in this movie, because he wasn't a bad guy, right? But he was kind of just like the by-the-books, textbook military man thing that was kind of an external force on Maverick. So John Hamm, I thought, played that role really well. I think everybody in this movie did a really good job, but the one thing is, like, this movie, it was a really good theater experience, because when those jets get up in the air and you're getting the dogfighting sequences, especially, like, well, that last one, of course, but during the training sequence where Maverick is dogfighting the recruits, that was an amazing sequence. And the practical jets that they insisted upon for this movie, it pays off in spades, because you see the actual, like, you just can't. I think the helicopter towards the end was CGI, and it stuck out like a sore thumb when you've been looking at practical jets for 2 hours. And like all the dogfighting sequences, knowing that they actually have footage of the actual actors in a cockpit, it was just it was unreal. One funny thing to note. Hold on, where was it? Yeah, the jets they're fighting at the end are the Sukhoi Su-57s, the Russian 5th generation fighters. And I think it's kind of funny because like now they're like kind of a meme, because it's like, can Russia even like fly these things because of how poorly things are going for Russia with their war? But I think it's funny that like in this movie the Su-57 is such like an imposing, terrifying presence, when now it's like kind of a joke. But yeah, the dogfighting sequences, there's that the part where, oh yeah, and this reminded me, Val Kilmer's in this movie. So Val Kilmer has been retired from acting for a few years now. He has throat cancer. He has a hole in his throat, his tracheotomy. Can't talk very well. Hasn't been acting. But Tom Cruise was insistent on getting him back for this. And I'm really glad that he did, because Val Kilmer's scene in this was very good. And it was like really nice to see Val Kilmer like in a movie again acting. And the unexpected bit is he even talked a little bit. I think people are saying that it's like a heavily edited version of what Val's actual voice sounds like, but I don't know. Nobody will know except for the editors, I guess, but that was really a cool moment. Having him die, I guess one thing is they really set you up thinking that Tom Cruise was going to die in this movie, that Maverick was going to die. He had so many death markers throughout this movie. First of all, like barely escaping death in the beginning. And then he gets shot down on the actual mission. He gets shot down because he like sacrifices himself to save Rooster. And then at the end, when he's in the F-14, so yeah, they find an old school F-14 in a hangar and take off with that. I thought that was, because those are the planes from the first movie, so I thought it was cool to see the F-14 again. Maybe a little unrealistic, it dogfighting with a 5th generation fighter, but yeah, and then you think he's gonna die there with Rooster, but then Hangman comes and saves the day, and I think it was kind of predictable, because Hangman had been sitting on the flight deck. He had already asked to go provide support, but had been denied. So you're kind of like, alright, Hangman's gonna save him. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, but still when it happened, you're just like, let's go, dude. And Hangman was an awesome character in this. Maverick becomes an ace at the end. But one thing I was not expecting from this movie was the level of character development and just strong story moments throughout the whole thing. His relationship with Penny and sort of the maturity they approached that with, I thought was really nice, especially to have Tom Cruise with like an age-appropriate actress in the movie. I thought was a nice touch. Miles Teller was great in this. And Miles Teller has not been a lot of things recently. I feel like his career kind of cooled off after Whiplash. So maybe he'll have like a revitalization of his career now, who knows. But I thought Miles Teller was really good in this, especially his scenes with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, like, what were you thinking? He's like, you told me not to think. And like the way he challenged Maverick over and over and over, just, they had a fantastic dynamic. Bob was a great character. Hey man, like I liked pretty much everybody in this movie. And I came into this with pretty low expectations. Truthfully, I did not have high expectations for this movie. Because I've only seen the first Top Gun like 1 or 2 times. I was going just to take my dad to go. Like, whatever, he'll enjoy it. But I ended up loving it. I kind of want to see it again. I definitely recommend seeing this in theaters. If you can. And if at all possible, go see it in the largest format you can. IMAX, RPX, whatever. Because, man, it delivers. It is a spectacle. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I'm not touching on that I'm missing out on, but yeah, I loved Top Gun Maverick. It felt like a return to a type of film that hasn't been made in a while. And as much as I love, you know, like the Marvel movies, Star Wars, whatever, like these big budget action films with practical effects, John Wick, Top Gun, Mission Impossible, like there's just something so much better about them that you don't get with green screen and CGI. 8.5 out of 10. That's what I'd give it. I think there's some pacing issues at the beginning. There's a couple moments that stick out to me as kind of weird. But overall, great movie. Go see it. If you watched this and haven't seen it, go see it, because the visuals, it's not going to matter that you know what happens. It's not going to matter. Top Gun Maverick, 8.5 out of 10. I loved it. I loved it. Had a great time. And that is my review. So, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this movie, if you saw it, if you liked it, if you disliked it, whatever you felt. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single day. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.